Sycuan Casino is home to the best cashback rate in San Diego. Sign up for your free Club Sycuan card and unlock endless rewards.
Welcome back. It is 7:44 on this Christmas morning. Merry Christmas. Thanks for being with us. And of course, you've probably been inundated with all of the baked goods and sweets around at the office, at home this Christmas. So it is important to make sure that your teeth stay healthy. Here with some tips on how to maintain good dental health during the holidays especially is Dr. Angelo Vasquez from Tri-City Dentistry. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for being here. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to
and
you.
I love the Star Wars Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
In the spirit. And you have candy canes on the sweater, which, you know, I see on your list here is one of the #1 offenders for the teeth.
Yeah, that is just 100% pure sugar. So, I mean, in moderation, because I've seen some of those huge, big candy canes. I'm like, you can't eat the whole thing, you know, or it's a little much, but yeah.
And it's especially difficult with kids. You know, as adults, we know that the sugar is bad for our teeth, but kids aren't thinking about that. And you don't want to be Scrooge and tell them, no, you can't have anything that everybody else is eating. So what's the best way to help balance them, enjoying some sweets, but also taking care of their dental health?
I think the most important thing is, you know, moderation in terms of setting limits for how much they should be eating. So you'll get the whole kind of holiday tray or platter, and like, all right, you can have 1 or 2, you know, and kind of, you know, eat it with the meal, you know, that way, you know, as soon as you eat the sugar, acid level in your mouth increases. So that way it's not constantly snacking and constantly having an acid exposure to your teeth. So I think moderation is the most important thing. And then, you know, long nights with these holiday parties. So just making sure that you still have maintain good oral habits. Brushing your teeth. You mentioned your child had this, you know, ultrasonic toothbrush. Those are fantastic. They work out great. Yeah.
I did. I gave the gift of dental health. It was funny. I was actually buying a lot of toothbrushes, electric toothbrushes this year. I figured, yeah, it's a good time to up everybody on their electric toothbrushes.
They're very popular for us to give them away too. So they're asking for them.
And so, and if you're going to have the sugar, like maybe the cookies or something, that might be a better option than perhaps like taffy or the stuff that sticks to your teeth.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, you want to try to avoid like the sticky candies, taffy, caramel, some of the harder Jolly Ranchers, some of those sour candies that, you know, the kids like a lot of, like they just kind of stick, and, you know, they'll stick with their naturally deep grooves on your molars. So, you know, I don't want them stuck there and then all of a sudden they've been there for a few hours, maybe a day or two if they haven't brushed. So you want to make sure that you want to use, like, you know, more natural kind of foods, natural sugars as much as possible, like fruits, plain yogurt, stuff like that, if possible, you know, but in moderation.
And so is there anything that we can do right after? I mean, if we're going to sit there and have a dessert and just say, okay, this is our sugar moment, is it best to go brush your teeth, or is too much brushing concerning for your enamel? What's the balance? What's the best thing to do?
I wouldn't say too much brushing, but yeah, you definitely want to take some time, eat your dessert, you know, wait a little bit, you can rinse with some water in the meantime, and then, yeah, brush your teeth. Some of those ultrasonic toothbrushes brush for 2 minutes completely, so you don't have to time the children. It shuts off after 2 minutes, so that way you've done the full 2 minutes of proper brushing. So those work out fantastic. Yeah.
And I know every dentist, you're always going to say floss, floss, floss. That is...
Sure, well, whatever teeth are touching. So I'm a pediatric dentist, so most of the time kids have natural gaps in between their teeth, especially in the front, but especially with the baby molars in the back, yeah, they're usually touching, so super important to floss those. So wherever teeth are touching, super important to floss. And they have those little floss picks, so it makes it much easier for the parent to get in there and floss a couple spots.
And we were joking because you're talking about strapping down your 10-month-old, and I was saying the same thing with my 2-year-old. It's kind of the same thing. I force him to sit there and let mom help.
We call it like the knee-to-knee position or the lap position. Okay. So we see little ones from age 1 on. So, well, at age 1, 2, and 3, you're going to move. You're going to like cry a little bit, and that's normal behavior for a child. So I just had to put my little guy in between my legs, scream his head off, brush his teeth, end of story. And then finally he realized, like, oh, this isn't too bad. You know, 2 years old, he just...
And then they just get used to it.
Gets used to it. He brushes well by himself. He flosses well by himself. Just checked him up. It's pretty clean. So I was like, hey, you're actually doing a good job by yourself. But
that's great.
Yeah.
So just kind of a really important time to remind people to get those oral hygiene habits going and early on, and then we can make our appointments really at the beginning of the year is a good idea.
That's right. Yeah, just to follow up, and then, you know, if parents have some concerns, like, hey, I see this spot on the tooth. Is it candy, or as we call them, is it a sugar bug? I'm like, oh, just, have the local pediatric dentist or your local dentist check, and I think all should be well.
Dr. Angelo Vasquez, thank you so much for coming in this morning
Thanks
on
for
Christmas and helping us keep our teeth nice and
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Have a great Christmas. We'll be right back with much more coming up on Good Morning San Diego. Stay with us.